Okay, good afternoon, everyone. So welcome to our session for today. I'm not sure if we will be able to meet next week kasi sinabihan nga ako ng associate din na the classes have to attend the colloquium next Saturday, December 3. And besides, binigyan ako responsibility na mag-panel dun sa mga sessions. So definitely we won't be able to meet next week. And we'll try to see how far we can get here. Kasi when I was doing this since last week pa, nagkakaproblema ako I was encountering problems sa last part ng code. Pero last part na naman yun. So hopefully ma-address ko siya. And then, because this will be the basis of your finals, no? Yung finals natin, of course, take home naman siya. And project-based. You're also going to do a quantitative trading strategy using a particular stock. To avoid the problem of stock splits, we're going to use yung mga ETFs, exchange traded funds. And then you're going to, dito sa part na to, mag-identify kayo ng indicators in order to use for that strategy. So here we'll have this example. Okay, the packages that we're going to use is financial instrument, performance analytics, quant mode, blotter, and quantstruct. So you learned last time that itong mga to, yung financial instrument, pag hindi siya installed, kailangan gamitin natin ng mga ito sa GitHub, no? Yung blotter kailangan natin at saka yung quantstruct. Pag na-load natin si quantstruct, then si performance analytics na load na natin yan. At saka si financial instrument. Si quantstruct. Ang hindi, at saka si blotter, hindi siya na directly na load from cron. So you'll have to use the GitHub of the author of this object. So since na-install na natin to last time, we can now directly run this in library. There should be no problem with that. Okay. So loaded na naman saan natin yan sa machine natin. Okay. All right. Have you loaded the packages?
Yes po, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Thank you. All right. So ito yung outline natin. No? This is the outline that we're going to use in developing your quantitative strategy using QuantStrat, the package in R. Number one, step one is we're going to initialize the currencies and instruments. Okay? And then initialize and define yung susunod na step. Kailangan ma-define natin yung account, yung portfolio, and your strategy. After that, we now add indicators. Ito na yung gamit ng mga natutunan natin dati, yung mga moving averages, mga RSI, yung mga MACD. Here, I'm going to give a simple example and then sa finals nyo, kayong mag-ano. So, syempre, maganda yan. Magre-research din kayo kung anong magandang trading rule na pwedeng gamitin. Usually combining the different indicators. And that's what you're going to apply here. Then, we add signals and rules. Sa first 5 steps na to, itong rules ang pinaka mahirap, no? Ito yung pinaka marami siya, yung code niya medyo a bit complicated. No? Although hindi naman natin kailangan we don't have to reinvent the wheel kasi si QuantStrat na yung nag-set up ng mga yan. We can just follow, no? Actually, konti na lang yung i-modify natin dito. Tapos, yung discussion na lang, no? Yung mga results, yung mga output. In particular, dito sa step 7, yung portfolio performance, yung analysis nun. Okay, itong medyo nagkakaroon ako ng problema dito sa application ng strategy to the portfolio. 2 weeks na to, no? Hindi ko makuha-kuha siya. As of this morning, before I left for an errand outside, no? Sinusubukan ko ulit siya. Medyo naghahang. Pero I think I'm getting there. So if we're not able to run this, tsaka medyo mahaba to, no? I don't think we'll be able to finish everything. So what I intend to do is yung remaining part, i-record ko siya, tapos para yun ang, kasi kailangan yung masundan eh, no? And then of course, you can also refer to many sources naman, no? I think marami ng tutorial din on QuantStrat. So we can, you can use that in order to, at least to run everything here. Okay? Kasi itong last step 7 na to, ipapakita na yung ano, yung output based on the rules that you implemented sa based on sa indicators, sa signals at saka sa rules. Itong tatlong to. Okay. So let's go through this individually. Number 1, initialize currency and instruments. Okay, I'll put this step 1 sa row 35 para pare-pareho tayo. Pakilagay na lang para if I'm referring to a row number, at least pareho tayo. So the first step is to identify.
Sir, sorry.
Yes?
Sir, sorry. Wala po kaming nakikita.
Ay, sorry. Hindi ba ako
Wala pong naka-share screen, sir.
Oh, I see. Sorry. Hindi ko pala ako naka-share screen. Okay, thank you, Ella. Okay, there. All right. Sorry about that. Okay, so this is the file that we'll be working on. As I said, ito yung mga steps natin, no? These are the steps that we'll be undertaking. And as I said a while ago, itong step 6 medyo na-stall ako dito. No? I don't know. Hopefully, it-runs today kung umabot tayo dyan. No? But these are the steps in order to already create your trading strategy and your trading output. Okay, and you're going to make use of the stock that we're going to use is a ETF, no? So dun sa ano natin sa Google Drive, you will identify your ETF so that there will be no repetition. Okay, step 1 tayo, no? Initialize currency and instrument. So we will have to first choose kung ano yung ano natin, kung ano yung in this case ETF natin, kung ano yung instrument natin, which is in this case an ETF, and the currency. Okay, so I haven't tried yung currency PHP, Philippine pesos, but for our kasi US naman tong base itong ano na to, and also yung gagamitin natin na ETF is US also. So US dollar na lang gagamitin natin. Okay, so symbol string natin, we're creating this object called symbol string. Ito yung gagamitin natin for our analysis, for our quantitative trading strategy. So run natin to. So meron na tayong object dito. It's a vector, QQQ, pangalan lang siya, no? Character vector. And then, kailangan din i-define yung currency. Okay, so USD ang gagamitin natin. So yan, USD. By the way, sa packages, okay, you can, of course, you can look for a deeper, let's say, deeper appreciation or deeper understanding. Ito, no, ito yung QuantStrat, and you can go to the description file. Okay, so maraming functionalities yan. We're going to use some of them. Okay, katulad itong Sharpe ratio. Gagamitin natin yan dun sa performance analytics, no? Kasi yung Sharpe ratio is a measure of return per unit risk, diba? Risk per unit return to it, yung Sharpe ratio. Okay. All right. What I did was to already list down. Of course, you can still improve on this, no? List down already the codes, no? So andyan na yan. So aaralin na lang. In fact, yung iba, kasi more on ano to eh, more on yung let's say yung default ng a particular code or function. Okay, we'll just you can just follow along. Tapos maganda siyempre kung iintindihin ng konti kasi yung project nyo you should be generating the output and then yung analysis yung importante doon. ito nga yung sinasabi ko, step 7 is the portfolio performance. There. So, actually, wala na kayong problemahin sa coding. Unless, based on another, I would give, of course, extra credit to those who would also go the extra mile, which means that magdagdag pa kayo dito ng pwedeng dagdag nyo. Kasi marami naman kayong pwedeng malaman. These are just the basics, no? Basics to ng functions na to. Okay, let's continue. All right, we have already identified yung kung ano yung ETF natin, si QQQ. Okay, di ba? Si QQQ follows, it tracks the Nasdaq, no? Nasdaq 100 ba? Ang QQQ. Check na lang natin kung ano ba yung, hindi ko maalala kung ang Nasdaq, QQQ ba, Nasdaq ba? I might get ang SPY yata yung SPY, no? S&P 500. Yes, I think si Nasdaq, si QQQ, check nyo nga.
Nasdaq po, sir.
Nasdaq, ano? Okay. Yeah, so si Nasdaq, ang tinatrack ni QQQ, parang ano siya? Parang, kunyari, yung sa atin, yung PSA natin, tinatrack niya yung Philippine Stock Exchange, no? Mismo. Okay, so let's go here. Okay, so let's check muna. So yung stock function, let me quant strat colon stock. Oops. Maling spelling ko. Quant strat. It should appear here sa help natin. Ay. Wala. Alam ko sa ano yan, sa, hindi ba siya sa quant strat? Sorry. Sa financial instrument nga pala. Sorry, no? Okay, so from financial instrument, yung package na to. Ayan, no? Ito. So you have here the stock function. So sa stock function, you have here the string and then the currency. Okay. Then we have a multiplier, numeric multiplier to apply to the price in the instrument to get to the notional value. Okay, so since yung values ni QQQ is already the notional value, ang multiplier natin dito is equal to 1. Ibig sabihin, times 1 lang yun. No? Hindi tayo magfa-factor na ita-times natin ang certain factor. So this is what this means. No? So i-run natin itong stock na to and then it will give us na yung object natin si QQQ. Just to check. No? Pinadefine natin yung metadata natin. Okay, yeah. Financial instrument package pala. Alright. Sometimes it would be good to financial instrument. Lalo na pag first time yung ginagamit yung certain function. Okay, I frequently do this just to help me remember saang package galing yun. Okay. Alright, the financial instruments functions build and manipulate objects that are stored in an environment named that instrument. Okay? So mag-create siya ng isang object called that instrument. Itong that instrument na to, hindi siya nasa global environment. Nasa part siya ng package na financial instrument. Okay, so let's check. Tingnan natin. Let's list. Okay. List environment is equal to financial instrument. And then ito yung function niya, that instrument. Okay, that instrument. Okay, so what do we have? Okay, QQQ USD. Now, andi dito yung SPY kasi I think I used this a while ago. Nasama siya, no? Dun sa ano. Nasama yung SPY. But we're using QQQ anyway. Kasi sa symbol string natin, gagamitin to ang ating name na to, and then naka-refer siya kay QQQ and not SPY. Okay, we can also use the list all. Okay, all is equal to true. Palist natin yung mga objects. Okay, so it's symbol string, which is symbol string natin, di ba, si QQQ. Name pa lang, no? So wala pa tayong ina-identify na accounts. All right, now let's load now the historical data. Okay, so to load the historical data, ito yung sinasuggest ni Quantstrat. Mag-create tayo ng tatlong dates, no? Init date or initialization date, start date, and end date. Okay, so here I'm creating an object. We're creating an object called init date. Okay, and we define it to be 2010 January. So dapat yung syntax nito dapat year, MMDD, just to for us to be clear kung ano tong 01, this is January, and this is day. So yung init date dapat, it should be earlier than the start date. So parang initialization lang to, and then yung start date talaga natin is January 1, 2011. It doesn't matter kung 2010, 12/31, one day before, it doesn't matter. But as long as yung initialization date natin should be earlier than the start date, and of course, the end date, alam natin, no? So here, kinukuha natin yung 10 years ng 2011 hanggang 2020, no? Okay. Then, kailangan, required din yung pag-set ng time zone. Okay, so we're just using the, yung old name nito is Greenwich Meridian Time, GMT, yung standard na ginagamit. So this is Universal Time Consolidated. Okay, so this is the old name of, the new name of GMT. Ito yung standard na ginagamit, no? So system natin, time zone is equal to UTC. So na-run ko na ba ito? Hindi ko pa na-run. Okay, so lumabas na yung init date natin, start tsaka end date, pati yung systems, yung time zone natin. Okay. All right. Am I going too fast, guys? Yung mga susunod kasi medyo mabagal-bagal tayo kasi although hindi naman natin i-explain lahat ng code kasi ano siya yung more on default na rin. This is ito yung mga suggestion ni Quantstrat, no? Actually evolving tong Quantstrat kasi some years before, just a few years before, medyo iba yung syntax ng ginagawa ko to. Ngayon medyo nagbabago siya. Nagiging ano siya? They're continuing to develop it. Kaya ang laki na ng pinagbago niya since kailan ba ito na-set up? 2014? Hindi ko lang maalala. Pero ilang years na rin, pero notice nyo, hindi pa rin siya nakalagay sa CRAN. No? Hindi pa rin siya nasa repository ng CRAN. I don't know what reason. But maybe the authors decided na hindi mo nila ipapasok doon kasi siguro it's still in the works, ini-improve pa nila. Okay? All right. So get symbols na natin, kunin natin. Of course, this is from quant mode. Yung stock natin si symbol string, which is si symbol string, di ba? Si QQQ yan. Then define natin yung start from start date to end date, and then index.class. Dapat yung class ng object natin dapat POSIX-CT. No? Now, yung ano nito, usually kapag ano lang, adjust is equal to true, and then source. Na-notice ko na kapag ang ginagamit natin, usual na ginagamit sa pag-get symbols, nag-e-error ako. No? Nag-e-error ako dito nung dinadagdag ko si adjust is equal to T and source is equal to Yahoo. So, could you kindly check kung i-run nyo na, guys? If you'll be able to get QQQ. Kasi sa akin, nagkaka-error ako eh. Nag-run sa inyo?
Hindi po, sir. May error po.
Error, ano? Oo.
Error din, sir.
Oo nga, eh. Hindi ko alam kung bakit nag-error siya dito sa adjust is equal to 2. So, anyway, default naman si Yahoo. So, tanggalin natin to, no? And then try to run that. Okay, and then that should work. Hindi ko pa alam kung bakit, no? That will still require me to study it more kung bakit nag-error siya kung ina-adjust, sinasama yung source is equal to Yahoo. Okay? So na-create na natin tong si QQQ, which is now an XTS object. Tingnan nga natin si class ni QQQ. Okay, you can see that it's an extensible time series, no? Pag extensible time series, POSIX, yan, CT object. Okay. All right, nag-run na sa inyo. So do you now have the QQQ ETF available?
Yes po, sir.
Okay, thank you. Now, ang next step, this guys, I'm following the Quantstrat Quantstrat instructions, no? So ang sabi ni Quantstrat, ang susunod na i-identify natin, trade size and initial equity. So this is just an arbitrary number, $100,000. So of course you can use a lower number. Anong reason kung ba't ginamit ko to? Wala naman. No particular reason. That it could have been 1,000, it could have been 10,000. I just used 100,000. Siguro sa natin, sa project nyo, siguro just use 10,000. 10,000 na lang gamitin natin. Okay? So the trade size is the baseline amount for risking in one trade. Yun ang ibig sabihin ng trade size. And then initial equity is a total account of equity. And take note, the trade size should be less than the initial equity. So let's run this. Okay. So na-identify na natin yung natin. So may object na to, no? Trade size natin, that's 100,000. And then the yung isa pa, yung initial equity natin is ito. That's also 100,000. 1e to the 5th power. 1, 2, 3, 100,000. 5 zeros. Okay. So that takes care of step 1. No? Step 1 yan. Step 1 natin, initialize currency and instruments. So just by way of review, ano ginawa natin dito? Define natin kung anong currency ang gagamitin. Define natin kung anong instrument. No? Tapos, what did we do? We identified, we will load the historical data. So, create natin kailangan si initial date, start date, at saka si end date. Hindi pa pwedeng yung quant mode lang na you can just define the start date and end date. Sa Quantstrat, kailangan natin i-identify yung initialization date. Okay, then we also need to set the time zone, and then we load the data, si symbol string natin, which is QQQ. So if we check si QQQ, okay, let's review yan, no? Okay, so that's QQQ. And then anong date niya? January 3, 2011 hanggang 2020, 12/30. Okay. So, get symbols. And then define natin yung trade size and then initial equity, which will be needed later. Step 2 ngayon. Next step is step 2. Initialize natin and define si account, si portfolio, at saka si strategy. Okay, ang hierarchy niyan, an account, okay, may contain one or more portfolios. Tapos a portfolio may contain one or more strategies. So yun ang hierarchy. Account yung pinakamalaki, yung pinaka nasa top level, tapos portfolios, tapos si strategies. Okay, and then we give a name, no? We'll give a name. In this case, pare-parehong name ang binibigay natin kay strategy, and then kay portfolio, and then kay account name. No? So strategy name, portfolio name, and account name, we'll all call them any name you like, but here in this example, we're calling it first portfolio. So let's run this first portfolio. So you can see here the account name, the portfolio name, and the strategy name are all assigned particular names first portfolio. Okay, so isang name lang binigay natin sa tatlo. And that's the suggested practice. Okay. Now, ito, importante ito, no? Kasi, pag hindi natin, kailangan i-remove muna natin lahat ng mga names or accounts sa ano natin, sa machine natin. Kasi pag hindi natin i-remove, magkakaroon tayo ng error. So this is useful kasi kunyari, nag-run na tayo, no? Tapos you'd like to have another strategy naman, another portfolio, then hindi siya mag-run unless na tinanggal natin yung previous na rinan natin. So this is important. So dapat remove that yung strategy name. Okay, so dapat tanggalin muna natin yung strategy name, yung strategy na currently load para mag-run tayo ng panibagong. So i-run natin to, although wala pa sa atin nakaload, no? I-run lang natin. Alright. Kasi I noticed na kahit na walang nakaload, tapos pag hindi natin i-run to, nagkakaproblema dun sa pag-initialize ng portfolio, ng account, ng orders, at saka ng strategy. Okay, so part of the step 2, which is to initialize and define the account, portfolio, and strategy, is to, of course, as I said, i-initialize natin. No? So, ang steps na rin ni-require ni QuantStrat, initialize muna natin si portfolio. No? Initialize portfolio, tapos initialize account, tapos initialize the orders, tapos initialize the strategy. So, ito yung 4 na steps that we need to perform in order to initialize yung ano na to, yung mga entity, yung mga objects na to. So let's first initialize a portfolio. Okay, so we can check this. Check muna natin, no? Quant strat init. Yan, 'di ba? Sa quant strat andiyan si init. Yan, no? Maraming asan si ano? Wait. Init. Ba't wala si init port F? Wala. Wait ha. Minsan kasi guys, nalilito ako sa financial instrument at saka sa ano, init port. Sa blotter pala to. Okay. Alright, sorry hindi ko what I should have done was to blotter this one. Yan. Para na-memorize ko kasi minsan nakakalimutan ko na it's from another package. No? That's why we need to upload blotter as a package kasi may mga functionalities na gagamitin natin. So this is from the blotter package and then we're going to use that function init port F. So this is used to initialize the portfolio. And 4 yung pinaka-importante sa kanya, no? Init port F. Oops. Okay, tingnan natin yung syntax nito. Control Enter. Nag-run ba siya? Parang hindi. Repeat. Init. Yan. Andun siya sa lahat. Oops. Enter yan. Initiate, yan. Okay, let's ask the help function. Yeah, no, initialize portfolio object, constructs and initializes a portfolio object. Okay, which is used to contain transactions, positions, and aggregate level values. So, yun ang gagawin ng portfolio object na yan. Isasama-sama niya lahat ng transactions, ng position, kung buy or sell, at saka yung aggregate level values, kung ano man yung mga i-add niya. So this is the syntax. Andyan yung name, okay, andyan yung symbols. Okay, ito ang default initial position quantity, usually ang default yan 0. And then sinasama din si initial date, and then currency, right? Okay, so those are yun ang syntax niya, no? So dito, ang ilalagay natin, we're using the name. Name is equal to, ano yung object natin? Di ba yung pangalan ng portfolio natin, ito, no? Ito. Here, no? Portfolio name. This one. Portfolio name. So here, we're saying name natin is equal to portfolio name. Initial date is yung initial date na dinefine natin kanina. Initial equity, yung, sorry, account na pala. Sorry, okay, ito lang. Symbols is symbol strings, initial date, and currency. Notice that magkakaiba yung pag-initialize ng account, okay, at saka ng portfolio. Okay, so let's run this. Initialize natin yung portfolio by giving the name of the portfolio, yung symbols ng instrument, which is QQQ, and then kailan yung initialization date at saka ano yung currency. Ito yung requirements for initialization ng portfolio. I-run natin to. Okay. Alright? So sasabihin niya nasa first portfolio na yan. No? Yung pag-initialize natin ng portfolio, naka-load na siya sa object natin na first portfolio. Kasi di ba yung portfolio, yung mga accounts, at saka yung mga strategy, doon natin ilalagay sa object na portfolio. First portfolio. Okay, then also initialize the account. Okay, ano yung kailangan sa init account, no? Okay, similar lang siya sa portfolio initialization. Ang difference lang, iba yung mga requirements. No? First, yung name, and then, kailangan ng initialization ng account, yung portfolios. So ito, binigyan natin yun. Initial date and then initial equity. So the only difference is, diba, dito, currency, dito naman, initial equity. Okay, so let's run this. Okay, so yan na yung ano natin. Yan na si object natin na first portfolio. Nandun na itong initiate natin na account, nasa first portfolio object na. Okay, then you have initialize orders. Okay, so yung initialize orders naman, it needs the portfolio name, of course, the symbol name, and then the initialization date. Okay, so medyo similar siya kay ano, di ba? Ito kay initial portfolio. Names, symbols, at saka name, symbols, at saka initial date. Okay? All right. So let's now initiate the orders. Okay, and then thirdly, initialize strategy. Fourthly pala. So first yung order, no? Initialize yung portfolio, and then initialize yung what's the name? An asset, no? yung account, sorry. Yung portfolio muna, tapos account, and then the the orders, and then finally we initiate the strategy. Ang syntax niya, strategy, name, tapos assets, tapos constraints, tapos store. Okay? But here where may default na naman tong assets at saka constraints. Kung wala namang when you say constraints, kung walang restrictions, no? Okay, yung assets, obviously na it's part of your symbol name. So, ang strategy natin will be kung ano man yung strategy name natin, and then store is equal to true. Alright? So, i-run natin to. Strategy. Okay, so, na-set na natin yung 4 na initialization stages. So, yung 4 na initialize natin, portfolio, initialize account, initialize orders, and initialize your strategy. Okay. So, let's now okay, review natin yung mga objects natin, Dapat when we initialize our portfolio, our account, our strategy, our orders, dapat it should already be recognized. So, ipapalist natin all is equal to T. Okay. So, andyan na si blatter object natin, si strategy. Okay, andyan na si initial equity natin, si QQQ. Strategy name, portfolio name, ano pa? Trade size, initial equity. Okay, so more or less, andito na yung mga objects na create natin. Okay. All right. So just to look at what this blatter holds. Let's see kung kakayanin ba dyan ng names. Names. Hindi, sorry. Names. So it will fall under strategy name. Let me check. Strategy name. Then dollar. Kasi medyo iba yung constant, Sa regular Excel, let's say quant mode or R, generally, you generate tong ayaw. Iba yung syntax ni quant mode. So let's just use this one. Okay, tingnan natin kung ano yung laman ni blatter. So it's using the code list, I-list daw yung laman ni blatter, and you can see here that blatter kay blatter yung yung portfolio at saka yung account object. Okay, it's with the blatter package, All right. Ganun din si that strategy. So si that strategy, ang hawak niya, si strategy mismo at saka si order book. Okay. There. Yung first portfolio, di ba? Ito yung name ng portfolio name, account name, at saka strategy name. Okay, and then this is ordered that book, that first portfolio. Okay. So that's how we do the initialization ng account, ng portfolio, at saka ng strategy. Okay, the next one is, ito na yung magdadagdag tayo ng indicators. So, I'm just giving an example here. Okay, but in your project, of course, I expect you to come up with different indicators. So, we have studied what an indicator is. Sabi natin, transformation yan ng market data that is used to generate signals or it's used to filter noises. So backbone niya ng maraming trading systems, yung indicators. Why is that so? Why is there a need to transform your data? Because market data is usually noisy, messy, okay? And marami, they would toy with the systems and emotions. No? It toys with the systems and emotions yung market data natin. Ibig sabihin, sometimes it's very difficult to assess, to predict kung ano mangyayari in the next months. Okay? So it's very difficult to really pattern yung market data natin. So to try to make sense of this data, trading systems employ indicators. So ito yung gamit ng indicators. So anong ginagawa sa indicators? Given the data, tina-transform siya or you work on the data. So you will do something about it, manipulate, transform, etc. That makes some sort of trade-off. Usually this trade-off is lag for smoothness. Kasi anong nangyari? Kunyari, pag smoothing average, yung very volatile yung data natin, pag ginawa natin ng smooth ng either exponential moving average or just a simple moving average, na-smooth out yung the data becomes smooth. Lalo na pag malaki yung mahaba yung term, no? Yung lag. Okay. So what does an indicator do? It will attempt to paint a clearer picture of what occurs in the price movement. So yun ang isa sa major na function ng indicator. Okay? It seeks, katulad ng SMA at saka EMA, di ba? Ang ginagawa niya, ini-smoothen niya yung data. Okay? To paint a clear picture of what occurs in the price movement of the asset under analysis. Or you can say that it tries to remove yung mga noise ng data. Okay. So magdadagdag na tayo ng indicator natin, no? For this example, we're just going to use the exponential moving average. Okay. So ito yung function natin. Add that indicator. Okay. So let's see. Okay. So we first start with the strategy, and our strategy has a name, di ba? Strategy name. And then ang name ng indicator natin is exponential moving average. And then take note of this, yung arguments niya ililist, no? Number 1, stock price is equal to quote closing ng market data. Okay? Tapos ano yung EMA natin? Anong lag? 10. So it will average, get a weighted average of the past 10 values. Okay, and then i-label natin na NFAST. Ito yung medyo fast moving kasi 10 days lang. Okay. Now, I place here some notes. But before we go into the notes, ito naman yung 30-day, no? Yung 30 days siya, no? Ng exponential moving average, and then we're labeling it as N slow. Okay. So notice we use this market data object. I think I mentioned this to you a while ago. So si market data object, repository yan ng mga data, whether it's from the portfolio, the account, or the strategy. So repository siya. So we use the market data object to get the close prices. So this is different from the common procedure in R to retrieve close price column of a data frame with the dollar character and data frame close. Ano sinasabi niyan? Kasi di ba sa R, pag kukunin natin yung let's say yung closing prices. So we have the object, kunyari Apple, and then dollar, and then close, CL. Okay. So apparently dito si R, okay, saan tayo, no? Okay, dito iba yung ginagamit na function, ano? It's closing ng market data. So medyo iba siya dun sa sa regular na R function. So ito, dinescribe ko dito. Market data is an internal object that has OHLC information. So may information siya ng open, high, low, close ng stock ni QQQ. Okay? And we can get it when we use the get symbols function, which we already did. Every time we add an indicator or a signal, a new column is generated in the market data. So every time we generate a new, nagpa-compute tayo ng let's say ng RSI, magre-create siya ng sa market data niya, magre-create siya ng columns for the computation. Okay, so let's run this. Naran ko na ba ito? Ito yung fast, kasi 10-day moving average lang siya. And the other one, this one, is yung slow. Kasi you get the average of the 30 past transactions. No? Link natin. All right. So that's why we labeled it as N slow. Okay. So finally, after we have add indicators, nasa step 3 na tayo, di ba? Adding indicators. So I know this is quite a lengthy R file. Pero matutulungan naman tayo ng mga steps. No? Step 3 is adding indicators. And then, saan na tayo? Okay, we'll proceed. Step 4 ito. Okay, so this is step 4. No? But let's first get the summary of our strategy name. Tingnan natin. All right. So ito yung summary ng object natin. We will not mind that so much now. Tingnan muna natin ibang before we can really appreciate itong summary function ito. Okay. So let's now go to the next step. Tapos na tayo sa step 3. Pag-create na tayo ng mga indicators. Okay, next. Ito yung step 4. Adding signals. Okay, I'll just get water, guys.
Okay, sir.
Pause recording ko muna and then remind me. Okay, so quick lang. What have we done so far? We have gone through the first 3 steps, no? Initialize natin currency, yung instruments, and then we define the portfolio, the account, the strategy. We also added indicators. Here, yung indicator na ginamit natin, simple lang, EMA lang, no? You have the 5-day and the 30-day, no? 5-day, ito yung fast. Tapos 30-day yung slow. So we go to the next 2, which is add signals and add rules. Okay. Let me double check, no? So indicator natin, ito lang, EMA. Okay, 10-day average at saka 30. 10 at saka 30. Okay. Hindi pala 5. 10 at saka 30 yung ginawa natin. Alright, so let's now go to, okay, so summary natin, name, assets, indicators natin 2, rules natin 1, and then trials call 3, okay, initialization wala. Okay, so let's now add signals. So what are signals for? Okay, so ginagamit natin signals as a means as a interaction ng indicators natin at saka ng market data natin. Okay, for example, yung FM, ano natin, yung fast moving average natin, and the slow moving average. Okay, so, pwede, of course, other indicators like RSI, MACD. Okay, so sa QuantStrat, we add a signal using this function, add signal. Ito yung function niya, add signal. Tapos ito yung format niya. Okay. Add that signal, yung strategy, yung name, yung arguments, at saka label. So let's first check. So medyo maano din tong ano, no? Okay. Let's add. Right. Okay, it's not underscore, it's that. Yan. So to add a signal to a strategy. Okay, so let's take a look at this. Okay, so this is also from the QuantStrat package. Okay, so ito yung syntax niya, no? Many other, maraming ibang syntax, pero yung iba ano naman, default lang siya. So here, strategy. And then name, my arguments, my parameters. Okay, meron pang enable true or false, index number, etc. So there are plenty of parameters there, pero hindi naman natin lahat gagamitin. So meron pa nga dito, no? Merong signal comparison, signal crossover, signal formula, signal peak, and signal threshold. So actually ito, part ng ano to, no? Add signal control. So copy ko nga dito. Tapos copy nyo na rin class para ano, para okay. So ito kasi yung pwedeng pwedeng masama natin dun sa ano, sa name, no? Okay, so yung mga name niya, tingnan natin dito. Okay, and they have different rows, no? Crossover to. Signal, sig comparison, sig crossover. Okay, so gagamitin natin yan, yung limang yan. Well, depende kung ano yung mga gagamitin natin. So I will leave you, class, to find out yung mga meanings ito. You can easily search that sa net. Pero dito may makikita tayo dito. Okay. So ang first signal natin, okay, generate a long trade when the fast EMA, yung 10 period, crosses up the slow EMA. So ito, crossover to, no? Pag may change in direction, pag nag-ano sila, pag nag-meet yung ano natin, yung okay, ano yung pangalan? Dali kanina, EMA tayo yan, EMA. EMA ginamit natin sa indicator. Yung exponential moving average. Okay? So, when the fast EMA, yung 10 period natin, crosses up, in other words, ano siya, yung magkakaroon sila ng intersection, yung lines nila, tapos si fast EMA, yung nasa taas ni slow EMA. So, ang gagawin natin, long trade tayo. Okay? Long trade. So, we will add that as a signal, no? Tapos ito yung ano niya, syntax. First is the strategy. Strategy name, no? Gagamitin natin strategy name natin, ito yung object natin. Name is equal to, since ang titingnan natin yung crossover, we're going to use the signal crossover. Okay? And then, ilalagay natin dito yung arguments natin. Columns, kasi dun sa market data natin, nakalagay dun yung end fast at saka end slow. So columns is equal to C, kasi crossover to, so kino-compare natin yung end fast at saka end slow. Ibig sabihin nun, when end fast crosses over end slow. And kasama dito yung relationship, no? Dapat yung relationship mas maganda. Dito sa tabi na to. There. Okay? 1, 2, ay hindi, sorry. Mali. Relationship is part of itong list natin. Kasama siya dito. And then relationship is GTE. Ano ibig sabihin GTE? Greater than. Yeah, correct. Thank you. Thank you, Kim. Ibig sabihin nito, pag yung end fast is greater than end slow. Ibig sabihin, tapos crossover pa, no? Nag-crossover. So, yung una, greater than or equal to end slow. Tapos, bibigyan natin label yung signal natin, long signal, no? Signal siya, long. Okay? Iba yung short is to sell, diba? Long is to hang on to that position. Long signal. Okay. Tapos ito naman, yung isang signal natin, short trade naman. No? Okay, crossover din to. This time, si fast bababa below the slow. So nagkakaroon lang ng ganitong signal kung may change, no? Kung merong divergence, no? Kung nagkaroon ng either si fast nagbago yung position, si fast bumaba kay slow, or si fast tumaas kay slow. So ginagamit yan pag itong function natin sig crossover. So ganun din to, fast, slow, less than naman. And then ang label niya, short signal. Okay? So let's run this. Run. Okay? So ito sinasabi niya na naka-record na to dun sa object natin na portfolio. Ang pangalan for portfolio natin is first portfolio. Okay? Let me just check kung pareho ba yung nagsisyntax. Medyo iba kasi medyo kakaiba si Quantstrat. Hindi niya nare-recognize as wala. Name lang kasi siya. Pero if we check the objects, tingnan natin . Alright. Okay. Yeah. Wala namang object na na first portfolio. Okay. First portfolio is just a reference to strategy name, portfolio name, and account name. Reference lang siya doon. So that's why I was trying to get the names of first portfolio. Wala siyang laman. Kasi label lang siya. Okay, so we can also do the same for ito, si short signal. Alright, run natin to. Okay. So that takes care of step number 3, number 4. Okay, itong step number 5, ito yung pinakamadugo sa lahat, no? Since I learned Quantstrat several years ago, hanggang ngayon hindi ako nagkakabisado ng function ng adding rules kasi siya yung medyo sabihin natin medyo mabusisi, no? And I normally don't memorize code chunks, no? For as long as I know where to get it, I'm okay there. Madali naman i-copy and then i-adapt dun sa model na ginagawa natin, no? Okay, so after steps 4 and 5, yung nag-add tayo ng indicators, nag-add tayo ng signals. Okay? Ang susunod na step is ito nga. yung paggawa ng rules, no? Yung strategy rules natin. Okay, here it says that ang mga rules, ginagamit niya yung market data, okay? Yung kanina yung mga yung stocks natin, yung QQQ natin, yung mga details about that. Ginagamit yung indicators, ginagamit yung signals, ginagamit yung current account and portfolio properties to generate orders. No? Okay? So rules are important. Now, one characteristic of rules is that it's path dependent. Unlike kanina si indicator at saka si signals, path independent siya. Ano ibig sabihin ng path independent? What's the meaning of path dependent muna? Ibig sabihin nun, you need this, you need the portfolio, okay? You need all the objects sa strategy natin. Kasi yung rules, i-connect tayo dun sa portfolio. Unlike yung indicators, hindi. Okay? Rules are path dependent. They are related with the portfolio, with the orders and risk management and the strategy. So related siya dun. Okay? So yung add that portfolio function, we use it to generate rules and determines the position we take based on our signals. Okay, so depende dun sa signal na create natin, anong position ang kukunin based on our strategy. The types of orders we place, the trade size, the transaction cost, and the broker. So maraming ini-specify dito. No? Overall, the rules allow functionality to enter positions, long or short, and to exit positions, okay, long or short. Pwedeng mag-enter, short yun, or long or short, pwedeng mag-enter na long or short, or mag-exit na long or short. Okay. Okay, so let's try this. Una muna, no? Tingnan muna natin sa ano. Tingnan muna natin sa help. Add that rule. Always helpful to seek the help, no? Rules will be processed in a very particular manner, so it bears going over. So sabi ko medyo ito yung medyo mabusisi among the yung mga add natin, yung mga add that indicators, add that signal. Okay. So yung syntax niya, add that rule, strategy, alam natin yan, name, yung arguments, parameters, label, type, then meron pang dito mga binary, kung enabled siya, index number, path dependent. Okay, ang default niya, path dependent talaga yan, true. No? Store is equal to false, store function is equal to true. So may mga defaults na siya. No? Yung mga blue at saka pink na yan, mga default na yan. Alright, so dito sa type, take a look at this. Ano yung mga type na pwede? Risk, my order, rebalance, my exit, my enter, my chain. Honestly, hindi ko pa nagamit yung lahat ng mga yan. Usually exit and enter yung nagagamit ko. No? Okay, so lagay natin dito sa ito na lang. So ito yung type, no? Ito yung mga possible na type. Okay. Alright, first rule is magre-create daw tayo ng short order to sell 100 shares when the value of the short signal column on the market data object is true. Okay? So kapag true daw yung short signal, saan nanggaling short signal? Di ba dito sa sa rule natin? Let me just add here. Sa signal natin, wait. Okay. Yung rule natin is, wait, tinan lang natin ha. Okay. So, add that rule natin, una yung strategy, no? Our strategy is, name is equal to, pwede name is equal to a strategy name. Tapos, name is equal to, okay, rules signal. Default yan, no? Default yan na ginagamit. So, pag rules, ang suggestion, it's not here, pero ang suggestion ni QuantStrat is to make use of this. Rules, signal, and then ito yung arguments natin. Okay? So, meron tayong signal column, signal volume, ilan yung order, ilan yung type, order side, and then naglagay tayo dito ng transaction fees. Okay, and then enter, label, enter long. Okay, so this is the object that we're creating, yung enter long na to. So creates a long order to buy 100 shares when the value of the long signal in the column in market data object is true. Okay. So, yung ano nito, yung logic, no? Ano yung logic nito? When the value of the long signal, kasi di ba may long signal na sa ano sa portfolio natin, no? Ito nag-create tayo diyan, di ba? Okay? So, dito sa ano natin, sa signal natin, nag-create tayo ng isang object na ang label niya long signal. Okay, this will signal a long trade, no? Ibig sabihin, magbabay, mag-aantay ng position. Long position. When the faster EMA is greater than the slower EMA. Okay, signal yan na bumili, no? Long trade. So, ilalagay natin yung rule na yan dito. Okay? And then we're going to call it enter. Bakit enter? Kasi yung type nito, entering the market, no? So, buying. Buy to. Order quantity, 100. Okay? Of course, it can be more. Because this is just a trial. Order type, market. Okay? Ano yung signal column, saan natin daw titingnan? Dito sa long signal. Okay, kapag yung long signal daw is, ano daw? Is true, no? Signal column is equal to long signal. If this is true, then it will trigger a buying decision. Okay? Class clear to? Sa simula medyo nakakalito, no? Pero once you just sit down and understand ano ba yung sinasabi natin dito na rule. Yung rule natin, mag-transact, bumili, no? Bumili ng stock ng QQQ, kailan bibili. Pag tinignan yung signal column, and then you see there, and then makikita dun na long signal. If long signal is true dun sa column na yon, then yan, signal value true, o order ng 100, okay? And then transaction fee is -10. Type, but ang mga types, rebalance, exit, enter. Okay, enter. And then yung label niya, magkikreate na naman siya ng another column, ang pangalan, enter long. Okay? Okay ba, guys?
Yes po, sir.
I don't expect you naman to immediately understand. No? What's important is for you, anyway, you have this copy and then pwede nyo i-review. Ang kagandahan naman sa natin, sa finals yun, konting tweak na lang eh. Tapos syempre yung analysis. No? Konting tweak na lang if there's a need for you to tweak. No?
Sir, question pala.
Yeah.
Paano po pag, kunyari magdadagdag po ng signal, paano po, kunyari, dalawang tawag dito, parang
magdadagdag ng signal.
Opo.
Add signal tayo. Another instance nun. Kasi pwede namang more than 2 yan, ha? Dalawa lang, example lang to. No? Kasi itong ginagamit natin sa EMA, no? Yung fast at saka yung slow based on the N fast at saka N slow. But we could have created other indicators, no? Tapos yung other indicators yun, gagawa natin ng signal siya. Kasi itong example natin dito, binase lang natin sa EMA, no? Kasi dalawa lang naman yung signals na dinagdag natin. If we create other signals, then
Yun sa indicator.
if we created other indicators, we could now use that as other signals. Tapos yung other signals na yun, pwede natin gamitin din sa rule yun. Okay, ito very basic example lang kasi dalawang indicators lang ginamit natin. EMA fast at saka EMA slow. Okay, that's a very good question. No? Okay, so ito naman yung next. Okay, kanina long tayo, no? Ibig sabihin take a long position, ibig sabihin buy position yan. Yung isa naman, short order naman to. Ibig sabihin selling position. Sell 100 shares then when the value of, again, kasi di ba nag-create na tayo ng signal. Ano ba yung short signal? Balikan natin short signal dito. Dito sa short signal natin, it's meant to create a short trade. Selling to, no? Okay, so kailan nagsisell? Ginagamit natin yung selling position when the fast EMA crosses. So mas mataas yung fast EMA over the slow EMA. So ang technique dito, based on the indicators na natutunan natin, alamin niyo yung mga rules na pwedeng gamitin. So doon natin ipapasok yun sa signal. Kasi dito natin generate kung less than ba or greater than, etc. So that's easily created in R. Okay. So next is, so ito na yung enter short na tayo, no? Yung rule natin. Signal column natin, yung short signal. And then order side short, order quantity negative. Negative kasi magbabenta tayo, no? Ito positive, order quantity. Long position to eh. Additional, bibili. Tapos ito, negative. Transaction fee, 10. Okay. Replace is equal to true. Okay, and then enter. And enter, ibig sabihin, papasok, no? Type ng rule natin, and then enter short. Okay. All right. So we now have a rule for a long position. We also have a rule for short position. Okay. Now we define rules naman to close both long and short positions. Okay. Kailangan i-close natin yun, no? To close a long position, we use short signal column of the market data object and pass the order information to the add that rule function. Okay. So dito, okay, same thing. Pero ang difference lang nila ngayon, exit, no? Exit, no? Okay. Add rule. Name, rule, signal ulit. Arguments. Titingnan natin, no? To close a long position, ang titingnan natin yung short signal. Okay? Short signal dapat true. And then, ang kaiba nito, pag nagko-close tayo, all ang gagamitin natin, no? Yung order quantity, all. So, ibig sabihin, lahat ng mga nakalong, i-close natin, and then transaction fee, again, 10, and then true. Okay, so this is to close long positions when the short signal column is true. Tapos yung opposite niyan, okay, closing naman natin yung short position. Okay, so opposite siya, no? Yung closing a short position, ang gagamitin natin na basis yung signal column natin na long signal. Okay, same thing. All din yung order quantity natin. Tapos type exit, and we're giving it a name exit short. Yung kanina, exit long. Okay, so we created 4, no? 4 na rules natin. Ang mga pangalan niya, enter long, enter short, exit long, and then exit short. Okay, so yung una, it allows us to buy, okay, enter long, or sell. And then yung pangatlo, i-close natin yung mga position natin sa long or sa short. Okay. So, naran na ba natin? Hindi pa, no? Hindi pa ba naran? So, i-run natin to. Yung mga rules natin. Add rule 1 natin. Okay. Add rule 2. Add rule 3. And then add rule 4. Okay. Alright. So, actually, nakreate na natin lahat, no? Sa strategy natin. Na-create na natin indicator natin, na-create na natin yung signal natin. Well, doon na yung object natin, no? Yung currency natin, at saka yung instrument natin. Na-create na natin yung account, yung portfolio, at saka yung strategy. Na-create na natin yung order natin sa number 1. Na-create na rin natin we have created our indicator. We have indicator, isa lang, no? Dalawa, yung fast at saka slow indicators. So sa finals nyo, gagamit kayo ng ibang indicators. Pwede kayong gumamit ng MACD, RSI, yung iba pa, no? Tapos pwede naman kayo mag-experiment, tingnan nyo kung ano. Ang suggestion ko, you can search ang dami sa YouTube. Naku, ang daming suggestions on coming up with your trading. Combination siya ng trend na indicators, momentum indicators, etc. You can pattern your strategy based on that, no? Tapos tingnan nyo, then i-apply nyo dito sa R. Alright, then kunin natin yung summary ng get strategy name, let's see. Okay. So indicators dalawa, signals dalawa, rules tatlo. So pinapulate na to, no? Pinapulate niya. Okay. Alright. Right, ito na, no? Applying the strategy. Now, ira-run natin yung strategy. No? To run the strategy, we should use the function apply strategy method. This function applies the strategy to an arbitrary market data. Okay? So tatlong arguments, yung strategy, yung portfolio, at saka symbol. Okay, ito yung sinasabi ko sa inyo na nahahang ako, no? Okay, but I promise you na i-resolve ko to, tapos i-record ko na lang kasi dapat maipakita ko na to sa inyo para masimulan nyo na yung Let's see. Sana mag-run. Nag-error ako eh. No? I've been trying to find out kung ano yung syntax error ko dito. Nag-error ba rin kayo, class?
Pero sir, nag-run po.
Nag-run ka? Oh, buti sa'yo.
May lumabas po na
Asa lang kita, Kim, na ikaw wait ha?
mag-share screen po.
Oo. Dali. Saan na ba yung chat ba yan? Baka may problema lang yung machine. Saan na? Participants. Na lang. May co-host. Buti nag-run, no? Namomblema ako dyan eh. So at least machine ko na lang yung problemahin ko. At least hindi na yung sa inyo. Nakapag-run naman ako dati niyan kasi medyo matagal na. Tapos marami na nabago eh sa Stop share nga ako. Paki-share nga, Kim, yung output sa'yo.
Ito po
Ayan,
sir, yung
tama. Ayan, yan ang expected, no? Ayan, that's it. Ito yung results, no? That's the results. Oh, buti ka. Yung sa akin, ako kailangan. Hanapin ko dapat, no? Alright, so from there, pwede na ma-continue yan, no? This is now the results, no? Ng pag-apply ng strategy. Yan. Actually, yan na yan, no? Right. So nakikita niyo cumulation ng mga ano ng mga yung buy and sell, no? Okay. Kindly run the next ano, yung get transactions natin. Okay. Yan. So ito yung transaction quantity, price, fees. Ito na guys, ito na yung result ng ano ng strategy natin. So kinumulate na ni Quantstrat yung result. So this is what we want to see. And then it doesn't stop there. Ang susunod diyan ngayon, ay si Ella, ikaw naka-ano ka? Na-run mo?
Sir, error po sa akin.
So siguro pakigamit ka na muna kay Kim. Or I don't know, maybe hindi naman kasi bagong updated yung Quantstrat ko eh. Kaano nga lang natin, 'di ba, last week, 'di ba, in-install natin. Pero magic yata yung ano, yung kay Kim at I'm happy that at least one of us, no, was able to have this, no. Tapos yung mga susunod, Kim and Ella, ano na to, no? Summary na lang ano to, yung mga ano na to, mga update ng portfolio, tapos yung mga profit and loss, yung mga statistical results, no? Okay. So siguro ang gagawin ko, hindi ko ma-discuss ngayon kasi hindi ako makaano eh. Hindi ko maran dito. After I have to decipher what's wrong with my ano. Siguro ilo-load ko ulit. And then I'll be recording yung last slide, yung last codes na yan for clarification, for explanation sa inyo kung anong ibig sabihin yan. But actually you can easily understand that, no? Madali siyang maintindihan, madali siyang sundan. Kasi mathematical lang naman ng konti, arithmetic nga lang yan. Okay? All right. So, yeah, I think yun, I'm so happy that Kim was able to get that, no? Okay, so that ends, guys, our itong Quantstrat natin, no? So yung dulo na lang. Tapos, of course, napaka-basic ng binigay ko sa EMA lang. So, start now. Ang suggestion ko sa inyo, tingin kayo sa kunyari sa mga trading strategies. Kunyari MACD, isang ginagamit yung MACD in combination with what? MACD and RSI, yung iba pa mga indicators na ginamit natin. Take a look at how it's done. Sa YouTube, maraming gumagawa nun. Tapos hindi naman whether R or not, no? Kahit hindi R, pwede niyo naman makita kung anong rule na ginagamit nila. Tapos you can transcribe that into R. Okay?
Ay po, sir.
All right, very good. Very good. Ay, buti. Thanks Kim, ha. Thanks na nag-run yung sa'yo. Sa akin talaga, actually 2 linggo na to eh. Pero talagang desidido naman akong malaman talaga kung bakit.
Kasi
Okay,
po kanina yung yung Quantstrat ko parang may something din po.
sa'yo? Sa ano?
Opo. So parang hindi pala Quantstrat yung financial instrument.
Baka financial instrument yun. No? Okay, kasi ito, yung results. Okay. Wait, ha? Quantstrat. Ang mali ko dapat, linagay ko dapat kung saan. Okay, hindi siya sa ano. Malamang sa performance analytics to. Dapat lalabas kung dun siya. Hindi rin sa financial performance analytics. Baka sa financial instrument. Hindi rin. No? Hindi rin. What I'm looking for is kung saan function na nanggaling to. Ay, sorry, mali. Ba't ba results ang tinitinan ko? Mali, sorry. Ano siya, yung Quantstrat, and then mali yung tinitinan ko. Name lang tong results eh. Dapat yung apply. See. Yan, okay? So, sa ano siya? Sa QuantStrat siya. Yung apply strategies. Okay. Tapos, double check ko na itong syntax. Tama. Yan, nag-run naman kay Kim. Right, so, okay to. Alright, then, in transaction table, okay. Kim, siguro, kasama mo naman si Ella, no? Siguro,
Opo.
i-share mo na lang din sa kanya, tingnan nyo yung you can study this together, tingnan nyo yung, konti na lang naman natitira. At saka madali nang maintindihan yan. Yung returns, okay? Siyempre, dapat tingnan natin yung, based on the strategy nyo, yung strategy natin na EMA, okay ba yung naging returns, no? Maganda ba yung naging returns natin based on our suggested strategy of using EMA as an indicator
Puro
to
negative.
generate puro negative. So, ibig sabihin pangit. Sample
Cumulative
lang.
po ba ito?
Ano mga, hindi ko kabisado. I think, cumulative, anong nakalagay na
Net transaction realized PL.
magkano? Yung dulo ba, magkano yung dulo? Kasi panay nakita ko yata sa, if I recall it right, hindi yata sa cumulative.
Dulo po ay negative 253.
253.
Opo.
Negative 253. So malamang hindi siya cumulative. Malamang hindi siya cumulative. Okay, sige. Anyway, check ko rin tapos I promise to create yung natitirang yung natitirang yung sa results sa akin para discuss ko further. Okay? All right. So, reality check. Actually, okay na yan pang finals yun, no? Siguro if definitely hindi tayo makakapag-meet sa sa Saturday. Tapos dun sa December 10, I would rather that you spend it doing your finals. Ano nyo na yung finals nyo, no?
Sige po.
So, yeah. So I think that should be unless na talagang kailangan natin mag-meet, then mag-PM na lang tayo, no?
Sir, pwede namang mag-PM dun sa GC pag
Yeah,
kunyari
oh, of
nagka-problema
course.
sa
Oh, yes, please. Oh, yes, please. Oo.
Okay po.
Sige. Okay, thank you. Thank you, Kim. Stop recording ko na muna para may copy din si wait. Asa na yun?